best dope podcast in your area right here, episode 145 in the building. Listen, Kel's in the building, Nisa in the building, Jay's not in the building.
Jay's taking a sad break right now.
Yeah, Jay's on special duty right now. You know, he couldn't make it, getting some stuff through, but y'all already know he's here in spirit, you feel me? He's here in spirit.
He's always here in spirit. Anybody that's missing is always here in spirit. We don't leave anyone out. We're a unit, no matter what.
That's right. We're a unit. We've been consistently a unit for quite some time. You feel me? But
how long has it been that it's been us three? A year? Or over a year?
Nah, hell no.
Definitely
yeah, it's been like
years.
2 years, 2.5 years.
Yeah, and it's just been us three. Actually, 2.5.
Around there.
I don't know.
It'll be 2.5. You came in like October, November.
Of what year? 2017?
That'll be like 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Ain't that crazy?
That is crazy how much shit happened in 1 year. Yep. There's a lot of shit that happened to us in 1 year of all, like, the entire podcast because, we had like 5 people on when I was a guest. Mm-hmm. And then it became only 4. And then it became 3.
Yep.
And then it was 4 again. And then it was just 3. But it wasn't Jay. Jay was behind the camera. And then we lost it. It became 4 again. Then we lost a soldier.
There've been a lot of ups and downs, you feel me, when it comes to... But I tell people that all the time. Like, I feel like whoever's in the area who wants to do it, they'll ask questions, of course. And I'm like, yo, just be ready because the squad that you start with a lot of times isn't the same ones that are there the whole time. You know, everybody has their own schedules. Everybody does their own thing as time goes by. But as long as you stick to your guns and you just produce, you feel me, it's litty.
I think, everyone has to have the same like-mindedness for it to work in a long run with the same people because everyone, like you said, their schedules. Sometimes, obviously, we all have scheduling issues or, at-home problems, but we, most of the time, push it out to make it work, whether there's 2 of us, there's 3 of us, or even you've done an episode by yourself. Mm-hmm. So, whether there's 1 of us, 2 of us, or 3 of us all together, we all keep the same energy and wanting to get this shit done and pushed out, so...
The show must go on, man.
The show has to go on, but, then you regroup and do whatever. But a lot of people, we spoke about it last episode, I want to say, when it was me and you. We spoke about people starting podcasts and not to bullshit it. You have to stay consistent and true to what you want to do. That's very, very, true to your team. So when you get a team, you got to make sure your team is solid and your team has that same outlook, too, because there's no I in team. So just because you want it, if they don't want it, it's not going to work out.
Facts.
That's why I don't have a co-host on my personal podcast.
Yet.
You think I will have a co-host?
Well, this is my next point is the way you started is most likely not how it's going to end up. You know what I mean? It evolves as the world evolves and as you as a person evolve. So us with this podcast, we were never afraid to switch shit up. You know, it all started with just Shells and I being like, yo, we have great music conversations to sit down and record it. And as we kept on meeting people, we wanted new energy. We wanted to bring friends on, give them a platform to voice their opinions. And then if we liked that opinion and if they were comfortable coming in, you know what I mean? That's why we always had different people coming in and out because, whether you want to call it guests or, continuous, members, extensions of the family, it was important for us to just continue to do, facts, facts. Matter of fact, slide that one over. Yeah. See how that one's going. But as time goes by, we just wanted different energies, man. You got to be ready to do what you got to do and call audibles. But at the end of the day, it still has to happen, man. You can't just stop doing what the hell you're doing. You feel me? So with podcasts, especially any project that you're working on, you feel me?
I mean, any type of business that you have too. And honestly, no matter what, I feel like a team is important in any type of business you have. Because right now, I struggle a lot with getting my content out and doing everything because I'm usually a lone wolf. But when I at least have a guest on, it's easier for me at least to create the content. Mm-hmm. It's more fun for me to edit when someone else is on the podcast. The only thing I will say, though, that is beneficial if you do start out alone or you have most control is that you can put out what you want to put out and you don't really have to take the green light. Like a lot of the times I let my guests hear what I put out, of course, before everyone else. So before I advertise it, I'll put it out. The only people who really hear it are the people who are subscribed to me, which the numbers are growing, baby.
Hello.
But those are only people that really probably have heard it before I can make any edits that people might like. But what I don't like is when people are like, oh, well, can you do this? Can you do that? It's like you don't realize how much time I put into getting it out.
That's
and
why
doing everything, and you don't even know what you're listening to it, but you don't realize the process behind it, and it all makes sense.
Yeah, that's why I would tell you, no funny shit. Don't do that.
Let them. Yeah, like just create it and put it out, right?
Because at the end of the day, not only is that another step for you, but like you said, a lot of people are going to try to mold their own narrative. So if they said something they don't like or whatever, oh, can you take that out? Then you got to go back. When I first started going down like the journalist route or whatever, interviewing people, I used to just show them courtesy, like you said, and just be like, all right, this is what I want to ask you. If there's anything you want to add, just let me know. And then I realized that gives them the control of, whatever we're doing. Yeah. And it doesn't make it as organic as you want it to be. So after that, it's just like, send me talking points if you have them. But at the end of the day, what I want to talk about is what I want to talk about. And the way it goes, you could edit out whatever you want to. But once again, don't give them the opportunity to just be like, yo, can you do this? Can you do that?
I've had so many like times recently that it, like at the beginning when I was doing that, people loved it. So they didn't really have complaints. They were like, oh, you know what? It's fine. Because I was doing a lot more raunchy content. So people are like, no, fuck that. You could add it in. I don't care as long as, you think it sounds good. I trust your word. But now I'm getting into a lot more business combos.
Yeah.
Or, people are really promoting their business. So in the middle of any type of casual conversation, because, I like to keep it casual and fun no matter what, because it's sorry if I offend you. So I got to add in some type of opinion of some type of subject. I'm not going to keep it all business. But I give them the time to promote their business and explain what they do and let people, like the people listening, really understand what their business is all about and the company that they have. People like to, of course, have control over what they say about your company, but then you should know what you're about to say because know I'm going to give you the opportunity and the space to talk about your company.
Yeah.
Always.
And that's what I'm saying. You're going to continue to grow. You know what I mean? You once you find like a flow, you already found
we have. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're, it's all work in progress, just like we still grow and we learn in this podcast as well. So I'm hoping that we see a lot more different things, but people are talking about us. Like a lot of people mention me from Deadass though. And I love that because it's like, okay, I get a lot more guys like to listen to us because we do talk about sports a lot more than in my personal podcast, but I still mention it and I sprinkle it. So I'm like, it's cool. You don't want to just listen to me sprinkle my little razzle dazzle. You want to listen to us three chop it up because some people like to hear more than one person's voice in their ear when they're listening to podcasts. They like to hear multiple opinions, not just one. So that's why I like to incorporate guests here and there. But essentially, I wanted to run it by myself. But this shit harder than I thought.
Yeah, man.
Like it's so much easier chopping it up with you guys than me doing it by myself. But also I get to see what you go through because, shout out to Kelly. Kelly is our fucking lifesaver. Kelly is our producer. He literally, most of the time you create our conversations, like at least 50-60% of the time, it's you coming up with what we're about to talk about or bringing up different subjects. We'll go back and forth where there'll be more things going on in the week, but I think sometimes me and Jay's head are out of the game, and I'm also thinking about my own stuff in my podcast. So it's like, damn, do I bring it up on this podcast or do I bring it up on that podcast? Because I think a lot of our listeners are intertwined.
Yeah.
So from the feedback I've got, I see that, and you're literally like our savior. So shout out to Kelly. Kelly literally content creates for us most of the time. He creates all of our graphics. So everything that you see advertising episodes, it's all Kelly. And then he produces it completely. We're in the studio with you. You edit it. You push it out there. So you make this easier for us to come into and enjoyable. Loud. No, seriously.
That's why I'm looking forward. The only thing that's been killing me is not being able to put video up. But that shit been killing me. And for the longest, I would do the little headline of videos just to let people know on the IG stories and stuff, which is cool. But I'm like, yo, I want this video content, man. It's been blowing mine. But this is my solace, man. This is my baby. Out of everything I do, 50,000 things. You feel me? At the end of the day, I'm always gonna be back here every week, just to have this conversation. This is really the only time that I can really sit down and chop it up. Not only see y'all as people, you know what I mean? See some of my favorite people, but also just talk shit, you know what I mean? Because now, stuff is starting to ramp up on my side. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot more that I have to put towards that as well. So I feel like it's all happening at the same time. So I'm looking forward to us being able to actually record, you feel me?
Right.
To get that content out there. But cause that's my main thing. I just love creating content, bro. Like we talk about some great stuff, some funny stuff, you feel me? Mm-hmm. And I want more people to hear that, because of course nobody's gonna sit down and listen to like 45 minutes, an hour podcast if that's not what you do. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
There's a lot of people that will tune in. So, you know, even if you don't have a podcast, if you write, if you do art, whatever, they'll support you because they mess with you, you know what I mean? But they're not really gonna tap in the way that they want to, you know what I mean? So that's why I always, when we first started, video, get some sort of video out.
Because when they see you too, sometimes people like your look, honestly. Like, so when they see it, a lot of people are visual, what do you call it? Not visual, learners, but it's another way.
They cater more
Basically,
towards the visuals.
Exactly. So I've had a lot of people say, hey, do y'all have visuals? I'm like, we used to. You could watch old episodes that we have on YouTube. We used to have like clips and stuff like that, but a lot of things happen, and adding video into this content is a lot more than you would think it is. It's not just we record it and throw it up. You got to record it, edit it. If you're going to do like a trailer in the front, any type of like the third level, what is it? The third,
like the captions or something?
Yeah, the caption, but it's called something like the third something.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
But I can't think of the full name. And we both know it.
To
school for this shit.
Communication school and all that.
But yeah, it's called.
You know what you're talking. You know what we like, that 75%
it's
line
like the
at
lower
bottom,
level, some shit. I don't know,
what we
but
talking about, yo.
You know, Google that shit. It is the third something. But yeah, so that shit right there, that's hard work. Yeah. And then you got to edit the audio, and then the audio really has to match the video. So it's a lot of like back and forth with it, and it's never going to be the same.
But even that's 100% true. I at least just want to do video. You feel we could just do a little like ass video and put it out. But since,
like our lives.
And keep in mind, apparently, right, what was it, like a couple days ago, they're saying that everything's open now. Everything's open. Now, if you have a private business, you can do what you want to do. If you want people to wear masks or whatever, that's cool. But, you know, we record in this major recording company, and the place is still shut down. So it's like whenever that's why I'm glad you can put something up on your joint whenever we record, and you tag us on it. You ask the people what's going on. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because every time I do it, they're like, yo, bro, like you can't. I'm just like, yo, bro.
I'm the savior. That's where I shine.
But that's the thing. You take the positives with the negatives. We're still in this pandemic time, quote unquote. But we're just talking right now about just the process, you know.
Of getting
just talking about the process of, you know, having the podcast, all the things that go into it. We thought it would be like an interesting conversation when we started. But I do want to pivot real quick, because we were talking about something that you were doing over the week, right? But I want to start off with this conversation because it did come up in a different conversation with myself and some other people the other day, right? And I think Boosie just commented on this too.
Spit it out, Kelly.
About, you know, a lot of women out there getting everything done, bro. You getting your titties done, you getting the ass done, you getting the lips done, the face done. And now a lot of these beautiful women look the same, bro. You see the same size, the same thing everywhere. And I wanted to ask what your opinion on that shit is.
Okay, so we actually spoke about this. I can't give, you know, all the details of why I brought it up, but I think, to me, I don't want to look like other people. And it's crazy because I have conversations with girls, and they're my friends. A lot of my friends have at least their titties done. People get like their lips done, cheek fillers, hip fillers, whatever they want. People are always like, when are you going to get your titties done? And I'm like, yeah, I do want boobs, but sometimes I just want to be natural. And they be like, no, bitch, you need to get your titties done. Like, I have a friend, and I won't say any names, but I have a friend that literally every time she sees me brings up getting my titties done.
Yo, that would blow my mind.
To the point where I had to literally tell her, like, hey, boo, I don't know if I want to get my titties done or not. And the more you tell me, you make me feel like something's wrong with me. But men love me. So all guys love me. And I'm not even going to tell you who you, like, nigga, just know niggas love me. So don't worry about what I got going on. I got to pay the thousands of dollars for the surgery to change my body for life, and to have to get it touched up again in 10 years or whenever it is, 5-10 years, depending on your surgery. So worry about you, boo, and you getting whatever you need done to your body to make you happy. Don't push those insecurities onto me, because I love my face. The only thing I changed about myself was these teeth, and I did that with braces. So other than that, like, I don't see, like, I love my lips. I love my face. I obviously, don't get me wrong. Everybody has those times where you, no matter what, male or female, you have those times where you're not comfortable with yourself, or you don't feel your best. Like, I took a nap before I got here and I'm still brushing my hair out with my fingers. Like, I don't think I look perfect, but I am happy with where I'm at. And other than working out, I'm okay. Like, I don't want to get my body done. I talk shit about getting my body done. Like, it's so easy just to get your body done versus working out. But there's a different type of happiness when you're happy with the body that God gave you, to me. And that's just my opinion on it. I think if you want to pay for it and that's what makes you happy, by all means, do what you do. But don't push that narrative on everyone. I feel like a lot of women feel like when they get their titties done, they get their ass done, and they get their full body done, like, I'm that bitch. You hoes are lame. No, boo, you bought that bitch.
Right.
Because even if you chubby and you happy with how you are, God gave you that body. So you're bragging about something that you bought. That's not you. That's something somebody made you. Don't do that.
How many times have you seen, like, you know, a woman she looks beautiful as it is, but then she come in with something different, and now it's like, yo, now you look a little off, ma. You feel me?
The lip fillers are a big one. Like, people have, somebody said something to me about getting my lips done, and I said, for what? I got big ass lips. Like, I have big lips, and I have a nice, like, to me, I love the shape of my lips. So I don't ever, that's one thing about me that I will tell people, like, bitch, y'all pay to get your lips to look like mine. I don't, why would I want lip fillers for what? For what? I don't think I need that. My lipstick, all that shit clearly shows. I got a top lip and a bottom lip. I'm not worried about it. But that's one thing that girls always get, and that's what fucks them up. That really, really fucks people. Sometimes it makes them look better, though. Like, I know a lot of girls with no top lip, and they get a little something done, and it's like, oh,
I've seen that too, and it works
good.
out.
It works out. But, like, when you OD, and it gets big, it's like, what did you do that for?
And then you got to keep on going back. You got to retouch like you were painting.
I think it only lasts like a year maybe, and you have to keep getting it done. That shit dissolves.
And if you get like the whole, like if you get like a BBL, whatever, you got to go to the gym. You got to make sure everything is right.
You got to wear the fupas and shit. Like, you have to is that what is it? The fupas is when you have the belly. You have to wear the waist trainers, but it's like it's
like
the one that sucks you up, Spanx type of thing.
Yeah.
And you got to keep wearing those all the time and keep up with your body. I actually have a friend who got I have a friend who got her body done, and she posts in her close friends like all the shit she has to do. She has to get massages regularly, but she had just got it done in the last couple of months.
Yeah.
But she was like, I gotta buy these expensive ass like body hugger things. They're like $200 a piece. Get massages. Massages are over $100. They're like $150. So she was like, y'all have to frequently get all this stuff so that way my body stays looking nice, because she looked good. Like, I will say she got like 360 lipo, her ass done, titties touched up, all that, and she looks she looks fire.
Bang.
Whole thing, but it actually looks nice. Like, it looks good. So good for her. But and she
this
has
is no
a gorgeous
disrespect
face.
to anybody
like,
that's done it too, of course. We're just like discussing why
people do it.
Why, and it's happening at such a high rate
at young ages
right now.
Like, people are like
that's one of the things.
In their 18s to 25, getting all this
like
done.
We was talking, like, not to be an old head and shit, but it just came up in conversation. We was talking about like back in the 90s, right? You watch Martin or something like that, like Tisha Campbell. Like, they all like they have like the aerobic scenes, and they just looking fit, just regular degular, like nothing done, no nothing. And in today, I feel like once you get to a certain level, especially like if you in the loop or whatever the case is, I don't know what it is. It just takes your self-esteem down. You said it before, like body dysmorphia type situations.
It's
and
a real
these
thing.
Beautiful women are just like, nah, I need to fix
something.
this.
Yeah.
And then they get that fixed. It's like, I bet I did that. All right, let me do this. Boom, boom. Like, you don't really see that on the men's side. You see it a little bit. Like, I seen people get like the lipo or whatever.
Etch. Yeah.
Let me get my abs. Let me get the Drake. You feel
Yeah.
me? Get my abs out, my certified lover boy out, and all that. But I've always been one, like, I respect it, but with the women I've been with, a couple of them were like, yo, I kind of want to do this. I'm like, well, you can do what you want. You feel me? But I think as you are, like, fire, super fire. You know what I mean? And then if that was to happen, I'm just like, that's cool. But I liked you like this. I love you now. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, like you said before, just God gave you something for a reason.
Exactly. And
like, if you came in here with titties, I'd be like, how dare you?
Right. Like, damn.
You went to the other side. You crossed the fence.
Exactly. So I'm on that edge right there, because sometimes I'm like, damn, there are outfits that I wear that I genuinely feel like a little boy in, or I feel like I'm not as much of a woman because I don't have big boobs. But then there's some outfits that I'm like, thank God I ain't got no big ass titties, because I like the shape of what my boobs do, and I have my tattoo, and like I'm fine with what they look like. in certain outfits, I'm like, I know I look the fuck good. And I mean, I don't get complaints. Like, people make jokes because that's what people make jokes. Just like they make jokes about girls with no ass. They make jokes. You just gotta take it because you know you ain't got no titties. But it's like, if you rock with your body type, regardless of the jokes that are flying, like, I've been told my whole life I don't have titties. I know I have a mirror and I see down. Man. But I know I look the fuck good. You know how long been killing me about my ears? You ain't see me tuck my ears back yet. Like, you know, you have to live with that. That's what you're born with. But you can change it. You know what I mean? So for me, at least. And it's like I'm on the edge of, do I want to change it and never be able to look at my, like, and not know who I am anymore? And not in a bad way. Mm-hmm. Just, you do have to relearn yourself when you get something like that because it changes your whole look. Yeah. Just like if I were to get something else, just like my hair, when I get my hair done, I had to learn to, like, know myself with blonde hair. And now it's been 2 years, so now I'm like, I love this blonde hair. But for a long time, you seen I always posted my brown hair. Mm-hmm. And I was like, damn, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back. I don't feel like myself with this hair. I don't really like it, whatever. And now I'm finally, after 2 years, I'm fully comfortable all the time with this hair. Yeah. But I used to always have those times where I'm like, damn, I want to go back. Even with my teeth. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I don't have braces. It's been a year now. Like, officially it's been a year. Yeah. And I still am like, ugh, I don't have any braces in. Do I know myself? Because I had them for 4.5 years. So you have to relearn who you are when you change something so dramatically. And I don't know if I'm ready for that just yet. And what if I don't want that? Yeah. What if I look and I regret it? Like,
it is a mental thing too. Cause like, for instance, like in my way, right? I wouldn't want to get anything done, of course, but I'll look in the mirror and it's that body dysmorphia thing that you're talking about, right? It's like you look in the mirror and I may look just fine. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, oh, you look good. You look good. But
like, I'll see now, you look good, whatever.
I'll see the opposite. Like, nah, I got to do this.
Go
like,
harder.
Like my shoulders, I've always had bony shoulders. So whenever I've always had like bony shoulders and a pot belly. So like whenever like I eat a lot, I would eat a lot when I was younger, and I would play sports. I play basketball. It don't matter, bro. Like, I always have this belly that came out here. And growing up, I always focus on those. Like, damn, bro. So like the more I grew into myself, play sports, I work out. You know, I make sure that health is on point. You know what I mean? But still, I'll look in the mirror like, nah, you got to fix it. Nah, this, you know what I mean? It's one of those.
It's funny
and it doesn't go away.
I thought that you and Christina were like a fit. Like, I thought when I look at it, y'all are like a fit couple. And y'all work out a lot. Oh, that's dope. So hell yeah, I was like, damn, she got ass. I didn't know. Because like, you see, she be killing that shit. She got that shit. She there. Shit. But I didn't notice, like, you know, when we're just sitting down talking, I don't really see that. But I see y'all on Instagram, shit like that. You always in the gym. I don't look at you and I wouldn't be like, he got bony ass shoulders and a pot belly. But I look like you be working out. I'm like, okay, you doing your thing. So that's what you are. It's literally like,
it's literally
your
in your head,
it's
bro.
In your head. It's
a lot of times
thing.
it's the shit. Like, people aren't even gonna look at that or pay attention to that. You feel me?
So let's talk celebrities.
Okay.
Sweetie has had so much work done in the last, like, I don't know, I guess last year or two, that I didn't really notice at first. But now I'm like, wait, she got all her shit done. She did a video with Nikita Dragon. And Nikita Dragon, for those of you who don't know, a beautiful, in my opinion, trans woman. Whole face done, body done, everything. Great surgeon, had to be. But without makeup, obviously it looks different. But with makeup, gorgeous. And her body is like, you know, womanly as fuck, but it's all done up. Coochie, ass, titties, everything's done. Because, of course, transform into a woman. Well, she made a video with Sweetie, and they look like the same person from the back. Crazy. Same person. Crazy. And it's like, you know that's a bought body because that's a bought body, and you look just like that. And there's no way a human body is shaped just like that. But she looked great when she came out. She always had no stomach. She had a little booty on her. Her titties, I think, were always done. But I'm pretty sure she got them touched up, like Cardi B, too. Cardi B got a lot of work done. She's gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but she's gorgeous, honestly. And, you know, don't take me to the grave for it, but she's gorgeous because she got a lot of shit done. Not her body-wise, because her body's always been like that. You know, she's always had her body done. So her ass was done, her titties. So I've never known her to not have her body done. But she touched it up. And it looks nice or whatever. I don't know if she got her stomach done, but it looks like it. Pretty sure. And her entire face is different. Obviously, brand new teeth, different lips. Even like her cheekbones, it seems like she got them raised because she looks more chinky now. Yeah. And like she looks like a different person. Sometimes it works for the better, sometimes it doesn't. Like with Cardi, I think it worked completely in her favor. I think her getting her body done was the best thing for her, not body, but face and everything. Because that shit took her from to like, you know, she looked good. She got her nose.
Turned her into
all
a
that.
superstar, man.
It turned her
like
into a superstar.
she was teetering there, but once you have
her personality was a superstar. Her
personality
look
had
wasn't.
been there. Her personality was the one that hooked everybody. And even when she was stripping, like back in the day,
People loved her. I
she-
loved her.
Yeah,
when
she
was
had
stripping.
the personality. She had some stuff done, but it wasn't, you know, what it is now.
Right.
And then once she started to pop off, I guess those conversations happened. She's like, yo, I got the bread, especially.
Also, people make fun of you all day long, so it's like, well, I gotta look perfect. But my opinion, I think that Sweetie was, she still is gorgeous, but
Yeah.
she got her lips done.
Yeah.
She got like stuff
is it
that it's like
necessary type shit.
if you do any more, honestly, you're gonna make yourself look crazy.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna start being too much. Like Kylie Jenner. Kylie did her fucking thing, but her lips recently have been like, maybe chill out,
Doing too
dissolve
much?
it a little bit, because it's like, okay, now you guys are getting into that, and they're so young. I think Sweetie's like 25, 26.
Yeah.
Kylie's fucking like 23. Like, y'all are babies, but it's because of the looks are everything, and
That's
you
the
guys have
culture,
to be
man.
perfect, and it's the new
You got to
culture.
be
and it
perfect literally
sucks.
every day.
But it's like you
Every
see
day.
a regular girl walking down, or a regular girl at a party, dinner party, all that, and it's like almost everybody has their body done.
Yep.
I did my friend had a hosting or whatever, and I went with my homegirl Susie, and we pulled up, and it was probably like 8 girls there besides us, and we're like, you know, hey, what up? We don't care. We come in, dress, looking cute, whatever. But me and her are regular looking girls. I think that we both look good, but we're regular looking girls, like, you know, pretty in the face, got a regular body, like, you know, a little thick, not really that much of a stomach, but we don't have titties. Like, but, you know, it is, we rock with what we got. Okay. Everybody in the section had their body done.
Mm-hmm.
Every single person. And it was like, what the fuck? And our homegirl, she has her titties done, not her ass, but she has a really Dominican body. So like no stomach, fat ass, titties done. But her body's natural besides her boobs.
Yeah.
But she still has that shape to her. And it's like, she's thick dick. So like she's, you know, you could confuse it for body done. And everybody else, you know, they had their body done. Like you could tell. It's the way your hips shape or whatever, like how it sits. And I was like, damn, honestly, I feel really uncomfortable right now. And I normally don't feel uncomfortable until I'm around a lot of girls with their body done.
Yeah.
And it's like when I go to events with famous people, when I hang out with athletes, like in the section, stuff like that, it's always girls in there with their body done and like Chanel bag and whatever. And it's like, why do I have to compare myself to that when that's really not the norm?
Yeah. Well, now it is, because you think about it, like the only one that I know, like off top, I know Colombia. It's a very big like plastic surgery culture. You know what I mean? Like they get
DR
certain
too.
stuff done. They get like that little, that last rib, they get that removed.
That's crazy. They're so like,
bring their waist in, you feel me? But that's always been a thing in Colombian culture, to my understanding, the
Yeah, for
Colombians
sure.
that we speak to, you feel me? And it's like, it's a part of the culture. It's been there for so long. That's exactly what they do, you feel me? So it is what it is. I feel like that's the same thing that's happening now over here. Like
Just
in order to
American.
be in those circles, if you want to be in those circles, if you want to, you know, make sure the eyes are on you, you have to do that. But the detriment is you're looking exactly the same as the other women that are doing it. You feel me? So now, for instance, like you, Susie, and your other homegirl pull up, y'all the ones that stick out a little more, because it's like, this all the same. Like titties, ass, slim waist, it's all the same shit. You know what I mean?
but that's what they put in music. That's what they put in videos.
Yeah.
That's what they put in magazines. That's what you have to look like. Remember, I want to say it was probably like early 2000s. Being skinny was the thing,
Yeah.
and a lot of people started
Like
becoming
flaca, extra skinny, yeah.
super skinny, and that became that a lot of people became bulimic from it. So, you know, at that time, being skinny was a thing. So you had to be completely skinny. Not having anything was the thing. No stomach, no nothing. You just being skinny. And I remember I used to cry because I was like, I'm never going to be that small.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never going to. My body shape is just not built to be that small. So I used to always be like in my feelings because I was a kid. So I'm like, you know, I'm never going to be that skinny. No matter how much I work out, no matter if I get surgery, anything, my frame is just not that small. Now, fast forward to now, it's like, then it got to like slim thick, and then it got to this
Body
fake
done.
thick. Body done. And your body got to be done. Even if you're slim thick, your body got it. Like your body's done. I know a lot of slim girls that get like the 360 lipo or, you know, whatever, fat transfer, however they do it to get themselves like a more ass, but they're still small. And it's like, why that I think is pushed on you.
And blame these industries too, because like
That's
you
what
said,
I'm saying,
it was you had to be skinny in order to do whatever you wanted to do in certain industries. But now it's this.
I commend
Like,
Lizzo.
nobody's gonna look at you. Yeah, OD.
I
People
commend
look at her
Lizzo.
sideways, but you know why? It's because she's the first one to do it.
And be happy.
Yeah,
She be half naked happy. Sometimes,
Yeah.
baby, that Lakers game, you did too much.
She was doing too much.
But
doing way
it's
too
like,
much.
I see the point you're trying to make, because sometimes
Yeah.
when you don't do enough, it's like, but like, okay, Adele did a transformation. I think being in the spotlight and people talking about how chunky she was made her do it. She still looks good, but you could see like she looks like Adele in the top and then different in the bottom. And it's like same thing with what's the one actress with the blonde hair? She's a comedian. She was really big when she started. Amy something.
Amy
Schumer?
Poehler?
Is it Schumer?
Oh, Amy Schumer.
Schumer,
yeah.
Amy Schumer. She was real big when she started, and she started losing weight. And like in every movie, it was always her playing that like wanting to lose weight role.
Yeah.
So I feel like that kind of reflected from her acting life to her personal life, because what people are looking. So it's cool to see that even though Lizzo does too much sometimes, she does enough for herself.
Fact.
And she keeps herself happy, because you have to have a lot of confidence and a lot of fuck you to be like
To do that,
be
to that
happy
level.
and be able
Yeah.
to, because you see these other people who were like that completely change. And if they did for themselves, we don't know. But I'm saying what it seems like is that y'all were where y'all were for years of your life, and now all of a sudden you want to be different. It's
And also with her, I'll say this and then we'll switch to a different topic. But with her, I think also her age played a role in it, and she's been doing music for quite some time. I think she's in her 30s, but she didn't
Adele?
pop off. No, Lizzo.
Lizzo, okay.
But she didn't pop off until she was like 30 and change. You feel me? So she went through all this life, just accumulating everything that's been going on. So as soon as she popped off, she's like, "Yo, I'm me, bro." Like, there's nothing you could say that could not make me me, and I respect her for that. You feel me?
Right.
But
she also is eating healthier, so it's like you're probably never gonna be like small, but she probably doesn't want to be.
Yeah.
But living healthy, still being that big, you could still live healthy. You could change your eating habits and live healthy. You don't have to be a size 2 to live a healthy life for the rest of your life.
Yeah, quick transition with that. They spoke to Khaled about that, because he always posting he's on this joint right here. He's always on the treadmill, but he don't be losing weight.
Ever.
You feel me? He never be losing weight. So
Right.
I forgot who it was. They brought it up in an interview, and I didn't see the whole clip. I just saw a little bit of it. But he's like, "Yo, like to me, like whether I change on like as a person, my body changes. It doesn't really matter to me as long as I'm healthy.
Right,
You know
healthy.
what I mean? As long as I'm doing my thing, I got my family, and I respect it. I'm like, you know what?
His family's fine with him.
Khaled is always showing love. You feel me? I don't know
Right.
what's going on behind the scenes, but every time I hear somebody talk about Khaled, like Cardi B did an IG live after the album came out, and she was like, because she got the second song on there, she body bagged that shit.
Yeah,
we'll talk about
for
that in a
sure.
second. But she was like, listen, Khaled, like he's one of the only people that would ask me to do something and I have to get it done real quick that I would really jump on, because he's just a genuinely good dude. You feel me? So I to tell you the truth, I believe him when he's like, yo, if I'm healthy, I'm fine. You know what I mean? Because it seems like he does that. He puts that vibe out. Not only he turns it up to 100 when he's on camera, but when the camera's off, he just be chilling as well. You feel me?
Right.
He's just a good dude. But did you listen to the whole album?
I did listen to the whole album. I thought it was good.
That shit was dope,
let
man.
me
It was
see.
only like 13, 14 tracks. Usually he's doing like 20 plus. That Baby and Lil Durk track, bro. That's my
Yeah,
that
that's
shit
literally.
is so
I was
hard.
trying to look up the name for it every chance I get.
On that
yeah,
Take
that was
Keith
probably
beat.
the best one.
Did you see? There's
honestly.
a video of him with Puffy in the studio. Did you see that? He's playing him this record, and as Lil Baby's rapping, like it's the hook. He's rapping the hook, and Khaled is like acting out for him. You know what I mean? But run around that, he's doing all this shit, and
He's
then he's just
supportive.
vibing. And then out of nowhere, Dirk's verse coming. I'm in it just and then he's like, woo! He got up, started wilding. He's like, yo, is that Dirk? That's exactly how I reacted when I heard the song, because I ain't seen.
Like who it was gonna be on.
I
you
ain't
just
seen none of the
listen.
rollout. I saw little things here and there. Yo, the vocals are in and all that. So when it dropped, I ain't listened to it until the following day. So if it dropped on Thursday, I listened to it Friday. And I'm listening, I'm like, nah, that shit is hard, bro. And
I
both of
think-
them niggas are both in their prime right now. We spoke about it
Yeah, we
multiple
spoke
times.
about that. They're definitely top 5 rappers right now, for sure.
Killing it. And then the Cardi B song.
That's what I was gonna say. Big Paper. I think that embodied her complete attitude in every song and how she how she is in life. So I thought that was a good song for her. I don't know who wrote it.
Talking her shit.
But,
Facts.
Like, whoever wrote
I know
it,
Party's been with her
sure.
for quite some time. I don't know if he wrote it, but at the end of the day, that delivery,
she
like that cardiness,
that shit, like off. But that's why songs like that are so good for her, because it's like she's always been that money hungry female. Yeah, like that's her aura is how to get paper.
Bread.
You get that bread, get that head.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It has always been her. That's what she's all about. I mean, she even says that when she explains, like, I was a stripper. Yeah, I was getting money. I was trying to support myself and start my career. Now look at her. Yeah. Fast forward, amazing career, superstar, hit after hit. You know, whether it's ghostwritten or not, bitch, you got to deliver that. You have to make people feel like those are your words, whether you wrote them down or you didn't. And she does that every time. Beautiful daughter. Honestly, one of the best relationships we've seen. I mean, yes, they went through their up and down, but they stuck it out like a normal married couple. Like, shit, people cheat. Things happen. It's forgiving that makes you stronger. It's moving forward. It's, you know, being in everybody's face with your business and still being like, man, this is my family. This is what we got. Cool. We gonna rock with it. Yeah. Blending the families. So she's been an amazing mom, a good a rap artist, honestly, a funny comedian person.
Yeah, that's her, man.
And she still keeps, I don't hear anything about Cardi not being a real ass person. I've never heard like she was acting fugazi or whatever. Bitch. Like, you know, like that's not something that people relate with her. Yeah. Is acting like like she's too good or ever changing up. Because we spoke about that too before we started recording, how, you know, when people become famous or they get to a certain level of notoriety and they change, and they change negatively, they lose their humanity in essence. I feel like exactly she kept her humanity the too. To so yeah, I thought that was cool.
And then on top of that, you got the Nas and Jay joint and James Fauntleroy on it, and Beyonce with the vocals. Like, stupid, man.
Beyonce is a queen.
That's the first song I spun once that shit. Actually, I'm lying to you. I listened to it the night of. I'm lying to you.
Well, the Baby and Dirk track is the first one I listened to because that's the one you sent. But that just coincidentally was my favorite.
I think I sent. Did I send that in the morning?
Yes.
That must have been it.
Because I started my day with it. I remember because I listened to it 3 times.
The night of, I listened to the Jay and Nas track because they had just mentioned it before it dropped. Like, yo, Jay and Nas, I'm like, I'm in there, bro.
Got to.
And James Fauntleroy, that's my guy. And then they both do their thing. And then, like I said, you got the Beyonce vocals. It's just beautiful. I'm just like, what is Khaled doing on this album? And then the following day, I listened to those.
He literally is very gifted because he is an amazing producer. He knows how to pick tracks for people. He knows the beats. He knows how to pick beats for people's voice. Yeah. It's weird. Like, he knows how to match people to beats.
People don't understand. That's exactly what Puff does. That's exactly what even though Puff, like, he's touched equipment and stuff, but like Khaled is the same thing, bro. That's kind of like being an A&R, that you hear something and you're like, okay, I can hear this and this on there. Okay, matter of fact, that may not be the one. Let me flip it around. You know what I mean? I feel like, of course, we don't know exactly what goes on in the studio, but you see all the videos, things of that nature. You see the vibes, and it's like that's exactly what he does. People ask all the time, what does DJ Khaled do?
Everything.
That's it. He's a producer. He produces these records. These records wouldn't exist unless he was like, yo, let's do this. Let's bridge this gap. And that's exactly what I call him throughout all this stuff. Because you think about how long he's been in the game. It's a lot of classic records, man. You put a DJ Khaled record, like a playlist together, bro, I'm on one. You feel me? Or like,
and you can still listen to them now, and it'll be like, it's fine. I'm gonna still listen to it. Only thing I will say, the funniest shit that Puff and Khaled have been known for throughout their career is talking too much on track.
Facts.
They talk too much on track sometimes, but bitch, if I'm creating this shit, I'm gonna get my. You're gonna know that it's me on this bitch. I think now we respect it more because it's like, okay, now y'all both. Puff's been in the game since the '90s. Like you've been on top since then, known how to be this, I guess, hit maker after hit maker. And then Khaled, same thing. What'd he come out in 2000s, early 2000s?
Yeah, he was like DJing around that time, and then he started becoming like DJ Khaled in like mid 2000s. That's when like him, Ace Hood, and all these guys started bubbling. Hood. Fire, it's bro. DJ Khaled. You can't deny it, man. You can't. Another one you can't deny, J. Cole, man. He dropping a single tonight.
Oh, he's dropping a new single tonight?
He's dropping a new single tonight.
Or like 9.
Midnight, I think. Yeah, okay. Midnight. And that's the thing. Like, we spoke last podcast about this whole TDE thing. They're like, yo, who's going to drop? And I said it was Zay. That's why I kept on dropping all this stuff. I'm like, here we go. And it turns out, I think they dropping the new Isaiah Rashad single tonight as well. So that's like it's probably out by now, actually. We in here recording. But new Isaiah Rashad dropping. It's not SZA, it's not Kendrick. You feel me? At least unless they surprise us, like I said, we're not in our phones right now. We recording,
right.
But they said it was supposed to be revealed like I think 5 o'clock? 5 o'clock Pacific time? So
that post that Fader posted.
Yeah, man.
That was a nice piece. And it's good that he was the one dropping because of it's his bounce back.
Yeah.
So.
But the way I looked at it and what I said on Twitter was like, I'm happy that Zay is dropping. But what I'm not happy about is the way TDE sometimes be doing these drops, the way they tease certain things. Sometimes they'll say something's coming out, but then it doesn't. You got to wait a little longer. So now you had the fans skeptical. Mm-hmm. And then you drop this cryptic, you've been waiting for so long, it's coming. We've been waiting for SZA. We've been waiting for Absol. We've been waiting for all of them. So we don't know who's dropping. So
right.
The people who are waiting to hear SZA, to hear Kendrick, to hear Ab, Zay comes out and they're like, yo, I wasn't waiting for this.
Right.
You feel me?
Honestly, that was my reaction to it.
That's what I'm saying.
You called it, and I was like, damn, I don't understand how you're so telepathic with these things.
That's what I do.
I was looking for Ab. You know what I mean? Like, I was looking for back in the day TDE. Because we've been waiting for it, right?
Yeah.
That's the original TDE. That's what TDE is known for. Mm-hmm. That whole group, or I guess grouping of rappers. So I was like thinking beginning TDE. I didn't even know SZA was on TDE. Like, shit. But you know what? I didn't know she was Kendrick's artist. So I was like, okay, I should have put that together. But I didn't know. So I'm looking for like original TDE members.
Yeah.
So I was like
J-Rock,
damn. When I heard, J-Rock,
yeah.
Ab, like I was like maybe Kendrick, but I mean Kendrick is the king, so it's kind of like I don't want to hear from I do want to hear from Kendrick. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to hear from Kendrick. I want to hear from some shit that's gonna make me be like, hell yeah, makes me feel get that old thing back, if that makes sense. So I was like, all right, we'll see. But then when you had sent over that Fader dropped an article about Isaiah, and it was just kind of him being from like going through the really dark place in his life, and now this is his comeback from hell. I know it's going to be amazing because there's always great music when artists unfortunately go into dark places.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's literally the best music comes from heartbreak and depression and struggle and triumph and all that. So I'm excited to see what it's going to be from that.
It had me thinking too, because before I made my way out here to like the station to do what I had to do, is when J. Cole announced his single, and I'm like, okay, at first I thought it was Zay, but I feel like it seemed like a defensive move to me, because on the day that TDE says they dropping something, out of nowhere J. Cole's gonna be like, oh, by the way, I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm dropping my single tonight. It seemed defensive to me, so I was like, maybe it could be Kendrick, you feel me? Because J. Cole slotted to come out next Friday, May 14th, I think
so
it is.
You're saying like a spiteful moves would
kind of a spiteful, but also defensive. Like, yo, I can't go against Kendrick without having something out. Let me put something out now since he's about to drop type shit.
And then get y'all preamped.
So I put on Twitter too. I was like, conspiracy theory, Kelly feels like maybe Kendrick's dropping, and then Shells is like, he echoed the same thing I said. He's like, yo, I feel like it's Zay. You feel me? But you know,
That's
if it is Kendrick, it is what it is.
Right.
And then once that shit once something happened, I think just more information came out with the actual article, and then he actually said that his album's dropping. Zay's album is dropping in June. So that's why I said, like, I think we're getting a single tonight. So I'm like, okay, so it is Zay.
The preamp.
Yeah, we got new J. Cole next week. We still waiting on Kendrick, still waiting on Drake, still waiting on
Rihanna.
Like Rihanna.
Beyonce, didn't
shit.
Beyonce tease that she was gonna drop her own shit? Because she's been on a lot of features lately.
Listen, I want to be surprised.
I could fuck with new Beyonce, and then Beyonce going on tour within 2022.
New fiance.
Right. We spoke about Bad Bunny and how the whole ticket queue and all that shit was crazy. Did you listen to his new album?
Yeah.
Okay, did you like it?
I liked it, but I liked it for what it's worth. I feel like a lot of people were comparing it to his last two joints, and I didn't do that.
So I think I didn't compare it like, oh my God, it had to be this song for that song. I think that I would say like the beats he chose weren't for him, and the type of the cadence of the music wasn't for him to me. I personally only liked maybe 2 or 3 songs off the entire album. So I'm not mad I didn't get tickets because that's what the tour is gonna be. So
I'm sure he's gonna sprinkle some.
I'm sure he's gonna sprinkle some, but it's like I wasn't really. It's not a tour
but
I'm waiting on.
I
It's
guarantee
just his
you,
show
though,
performance that I think I'm sad about.
But if you go, like say you went right and you like you said you're not gonna maybe you won't like the album, but maybe certain songs you'll get a different energy and different vibe from. But I went into it because you're so used to hearing him on the regular like reggaeton joints. So I like that he was branching out, doing different things. But I realized out of the like Latino company that I'm around, when we play it, same shit. They're just like, nah, it's not really hitting like that. But like you said, like the 2 or 3 songs that do hit,
they hit.
Them shits is hit.
They hit. So
because guess what? He can do that. He can do that whenever he wants. But it's like you got to grow.
Well, that's like when Wayne, Lil Wayne did what he do. He did a rock album. Was that a rock album that he did?
Yeah.
He tried to go there,
I don't know
and
if
it was like,
I'm Not a Human Being too, some shit like that. I forget what it was called, but when he did the rock.
Dabbled into rock. It was like, honestly, I think he had like 1 or 2 songs that weren't that bad. I mean, I wasn't gonna be playing them.
The leather so soft. You remember that shit? My leather's so soft. That shit was hard.
So there's songs from it that it's like, okay, you could fuck with, but the whole like theme of it don't stick to it. So it was nice that he tried it. Like I could respect it, of course, like you said, testing the waters as an artist to see where your levels are. But I think now he found out, or hopefully he goes back to his normal roots.
I mean, look at Thug. Remember Thug did country. Remember he did like that whole album. Oh
my God, bro! I don't want to remember that.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to branch out, man.
Bro,
when you're an artist,
Nelly
you got to do what you got to do.
Too.
Yeah, he was like the first rapper to like. He got the Tim McGraw joint.
He was already country though, like as fuck. So it wasn't too far off. It was just a different type of country. It was like pop country.
It's the Blanquito
so it was
country.
Like, I don't know if you're gonna stay here.
Yeah.
He didn't stay there. Yeah. So he kind of didn't stay in music at all. But you know, he tried. He just didn't go there. I think the only person I would say, not the only person, but one of the few people who can switch genres and it be so easy would be Drake. And that goes from like slow music to rap, like hard rap. So it's like.
Yeah, but keep in mind, he hasn't done a whole album that's just one thing, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's easier for him to just come and go.
Transition.
Like the first time he really branched out was he did the Romeo joint.
Yeah.
Way back, like in 2013,
so that was
2014.
When he really branched out into like Latin music. So it's like, okay, that shit hit though.
He had Dykeman on. I was living in New York at the time. He had Dykeman on fucking lock, bro. I was like, yo, Drake was out of there before Drake's out of there now. And then from there, he went into the fucking the dance hall shit. He tapped into that. He did
all the Jamaican music and shit.
He did the UK
Caribbean
drill shit. He just kept on going to different areas like Thanos and just taking this stone. I'm taking this stone. I'm taking this and just.
Now he got the rings.
Listen, he's wilding right now. But I feel like him just doing a couple one-offs, just a couple times help. I feel like if he would have done a whole album. For instance, right, real quick, and then we'll wrap up. People been waiting for this Rihanna album for mad long, right? And the news broke probably last year, the year before, that it's most likely going to be like a fully reggae album. And a lot of people are like, I don't want to hear like a full reggae album. I want to hear like, bitch better have my money, like trap shit. Like
trap shit, R&B shit, but also reggae shit. But it's like, that's honestly, I feel like that's where when she stopped doing as much music, she got really into her heritage.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
she was definitely into her heritage. She was doing a lot of those, what are those called? When they dress up with like the fucking wings and shit.
Oh,
she
like
was
the Carabana joints, like
the Caribbean festivals and shit. She was at a lot of those, and she's always like, she's with her family. I feel like she definitely submerged herself into her culture after she stopped doing a lot of music. Yeah. And then when you do see her on tracks, it's dance tracks, and it's stuff that she still is like Wild Thoughts, shit like that. You know what I mean? That's not Wild Thoughts. Ain't bitch better have my money. Yep. So. I think she's into her culture that's what she likes, so that's what she's making, but it fits for her.
But once again, that was just fine. But when she's doing a whole body of work that's just that, people are like, no. Right. Listen, it's Rihanna, it's gonna be fire. I think it's
gonna be at least a couple of them. Like, you know what I mean? It's not just like Bad Bunny. I think it was inevitable that at least 3 tracks were gonna hit.
Yeah. I mean, watch in retrospect, Like everybody hated Yeezus when it first came out. Now
Right,
fast
now they
forward,
love
people
it.
like, yo, I fuck with Yeezus.
I
It was a
honestly
little
liked
different.
it.
I guarantee you, some people are gonna go back on this joint. They're gonna be like, you know, the whole truck theme and everything and the whole music. I like it.
Cool.
You know, it's pretty cool. But listen, y'all already know Deadass Though Podcast, episode 145 coming to an end. Y'all be safe. We're gonna see y'all next week. Hopefully, our brother Jay is here in the
Yes.
flesh.